What's going on, everybody? Welcome and good morning. Today is Thursday. It is May 5th. Revenge of the 5th. My name is Jeremy. This is my first cup. Good morning, Dennis and Tommy and Stacy and Josh and Jenny and all the rest of you, whether you're watching live or later or listening. So that intro, I need to find a better video clip, but that's the music that Josh made for us. So Josh, thank you. The music is perfect. I appreciate it. And it should not be so hard to find a 30-second countdown video. The video editing software that I have theoretically can do like a countdown, and it just wasn't working. And you ever say, oh, I'm going to tackle this quick little project here. It'll take me 10 minutes. And 45 minutes later, you're just completely disgusted with how much time you've put into something that you really weren't planning on, and it's still not working right. Well, that's kind of where we are. I found that video clip, and it's got it says stop on it. I had to rip it from YouTube. It was a whole mess. Good morning, Brian. It's also Cinco de Mayo, or as Stacy's call it, Cinco de Mayonnaise. Yeah. I like it. How was your Wednesday? Mine was pretty good. What did I do? Was supposed to have a lunch meeting with my landscaper. He forgot. We've rescheduled for Friday. But I did eat a tasty bagel sandwich for lunch with some corn chowder. So the food part was good. Did a bunch of work at Panera. Went to what was more or less my last orthodontist appointment. They're making me a more permanent one. I pick that up next week. And just got a bunch of work done at Panera. Plowed through a ton of emails, so many emails. Good morning, Gad. Hung out with a friend last night, and yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Today's a busy day. Today's an interesting day. Andrew and I have our debrief about All In Weekend. What else do we have? Garage door maintenance is happening today. TSA pre-check. I go deal with that whole thing today. I have acupuncture later. Pretty boring on paper, but all good stuff. Good morning, Nathan. Gad, I don't know if I said good morning to you yet. Brian worked. Kids' games and practice canceled. Took the opportunity and finally was able to visit Tommy at his free Wednesday night class in Randolph. Yay! I love that. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. I hope you go back. That makes me so happy. Seriously. It's Thursday. What's today's episode? Today's episode of Martial Arts Radio is, I don't remember. So we're going to look it up. What did we do? This should be setting up a training space in an apartment. I don't know if it's there yet. Let's check. Has it happened? Yep. Setting up a training space in an apartment. So Andrew and I did this episode. I think it was based on a listener question. This idea, like how do you do that? And so we talk about working backwards from what are your goals and talking about versatile pieces of equipment, unconventional pieces of equipment that you might utilize in a small space, which often also comes with a concern around cost. So you can train at home if you would like to. Very practical episode. and one that I enjoy doing. Ah, that's today. Who watched some Star Wars something? I did not. I was out. If I'd been home, I probably would have watched something Star Wars. Brian says he had a lot of fun drinking coffee. Is today when it starts to get warm? We've got some building nice weather here, and I'm curious. I'm trying to remember when that starts, because I got this whole Jeep that want to take the top off. Today's going to be 62. Warm weather really starts Sunday, and then it just becomes gorgeous. Listen to this, you guys. This is like the perfect weather. Starting Sunday, 67, 71, 75, 78, 82, 83, 81. That's top off the Jeep weather right there. Jenny says, we have 5 black belts in this apartment. We will be listening to this episode. Jenny watched Empire yesterday and some Lego Star Wars stuff for Lilith. Nice. One of the things I wish we had happen more with the show, I wish we had more people writing in questions, writing in comments. It's one thing for Andrew and I to drive the show, but the show is always better when it has more involvement from the audience. And I don't know if we just do such a great job that people don't ask questions and contribute topics, or if it's another reason. It's always nice when people write in. So if you have questions, if you have topics, if there are things you want to see us cover, let us know. You can email me, jeremy@whistlekick.com. I forward those over to Andrew, and he kind of arranges, and I don't know why I said kind of, he arranges the order of the episodes based on what seems to make sense. We record. Comments about autocorrect in the chat. Tommy, autocorrect hates everyone but loves ducks. Jenny says, that is the ducking truest statement ever. Ducks. So what are you all doing today? Anything? Anything good? Fun? Big? Dramatic? Sad? Are you solving the world's problems? I'm not. Trying. I might take a nap. I was taking a lot of naps for a while there. It was nice. I like naps. Just laying down, clearing my head. I think it's as much mental as it is physical for me. Just being able to clear my head of what's going on. I do have a project I got to do for one of my clients that I told them I was going to try to do by end of day yesterday, and it didn't happen. I had time, but I didn't have the brain space. It just wasn't happening. So that's my first priority. As soon as I'm done here, I'll hit my desk and I'll do that real quick. It should only take me about 20 minutes if I do it quickly. And yeah, I'll just start chipping away at the other stuff. Tommy says, I live for a nap, but I'm old. You are not old, Tommy, but that's okay. You can still like naps. All right. Over on Facebook, I posed the question. Dennis has responded. I don't think anybody else has yet. We spent some time talking about bullying yesterday, day before. Have you ever seen a bully's efforts backfire? I would love for you to leave that comment under the post on the Facebook page, facebook.com/firstcupwithjeremy. And we've got some quotes here that Frank gave us, so let's do that. We've got, are these all? Yep, 3 quotes from Chuck Norris. I've always found that anything worth achieving will always have obstacles in the way. And you've got to have that drive and determination to overcome those obstacles en route to whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Reminds me of, I don't know if it's a quote, but a saying that I think is pretty accurate. Nothing worth having comes easy. If it was easy, we'd all have it, and we would devalue it. We would normalize it. If it's worth having, it requires effort, training, relationships with other people, physical possessions, skills. They take time, they take energy, they take dedication. The things that we value most are the things that are generally the rarest. And a lot of times we look for shortcuts. We see, okay, I want this thing, I want this goal, this whatever. And I'm always struck by how many people invest more time looking for and implementing shortcuts than the boring way would yield. I want to be the best martial artist I can. I'm going to travel around the world and train and look for all these people who have all these secrets. Or I could just, practice a lot. I don't have time to practice a lot. Do you have time to be on a plane? People look for shortcuts. They are rarely shortcuts. There's no free lunch. Shortcuts usually result in compromised effort, or what people are calling a shortcut was really just a more efficient way of doing it. And it's the way you probably should have been doing it. Number 2, focus on what it is that you want. Set a realistic goal. Set a realistic goal. It only says it once. I'm saying it twice. Start setting goals that you feel you can accomplish. Don't try to go right to the top in one leap. Every time you accomplish a goal, you develop the strength and wisdom to accomplish the next one. We've talked on the show about goal setting. It's something a lot of people push back on because people don't like to feel like they've failed. So they reject all the things that are inherently important with setting a goal. Being very specific, setting a timeline, writing it down, telling other people, all these things. I don't currently have any goals. The goals that I set, well, that's not true. 2020, I set some goals for the year. There was a big financial one. I achieved that personally, personal financial one. In picking up the Jeep, I accomplished another one. I wanted another fun vehicle. It's been years since I had a fun vehicle. And then the third one was I want to go to Thailand and pet an elephant. I'm not going to Thailand right now. I could take the time off. I can afford to do so. I'm not doing it. The world's just a little too chaotic right now for me to do that. So what are my goals? I don't know. I've been thinking about that. What's kind of bubbling to mind is how do I do less? Because I'm doing too much. So we'll see. Jenny says, so in other words, take 12 months. Insert shameless book plug here. We could do 12 months to goals. I was talking about 12 months to health with somebody recently. The idea that it's I think it's one of the best things we've ever done. And unfortunately, it didn't take off the way I wanted it to. I don't know how many of you are still doing it. Maybe that's the challenge. Maybe it's maybe because we bucked the trend. Maybe because we didn't give people, here's how you solve all your problems in 30 days. Maybe that's what we need to do to have a bestseller and make money on a book. I won't do that because I don't believe in that. Can't solve all your problems in 30 days. Not sustainably. More coffee. All right, we got one more quote. The only time you lose at something is when you don't learn from that experience. We learn by making mistakes. We learn by realizing there are better ways to do things. We need to value that more. If you take a look at successful business people, specifically the entrepreneurship community, this is where I'm most familiar with this. People talk about their failures, and if you've been around a while, I don't like that word. I don't like the concept of failing because that's not how I see it. It's not getting it right, but learning from it. Failure means you're done, and if you quit, that's fine. Maybe you can call that a failure. But if you've got another option, you haven't failed. And within that community, there's active discussion. What did you get wrong today? What did you screw up? People even use that word that I don't like. What did you fail at? Because it's those lessons from those actions that are most powerful. If you learn a new technique and you bring it out into sparring and you try it on 7 different people and you get punched in the face with every one of them, there's something wrong in the way you're implementing it. You're choosing the wrong timing. Something is off. You've learned that. The way I'm doing this does not work. Doesn't mean there's no way that it'll work, but that way doesn't work. That's good to know. As opposed to, what if it worked on 2 people, but not the other 5? What was the difference? If you don't know, that's a pain in the butt. What did I do right on the 2, but not on the 5? Was it luck? Did I set it up differently? I don't know. Look for those opportunities to draw correlations, to take lessons, good or bad, from actions and get 1% better each time. Dennis says, if you started the program, 12 Months to Health, on release day, you were on day 160 of 12 Months to Health. Jenny says, maybe we should do a book on why instant gratification doesn't help you work towards your goals, but realistic, sustainable habits do. So should that be like a 500-page book or like a really, really short one? And Jenny says, Dennis, woo. There are no shortcuts. There are no real shortcuts. If you're trying to get from where you are to where you're going, you can either do a lot of work in a short period of time or a little bit of work for a longer period of time. There's the same amount of work. The work just has to get done. And Jenny says, really short, so people get the answer instantly. All right, well, put it on a Post-it, on a T-shirt, whistlekick T-shirt to achieving all of your goals. I don't really agree. Well, that's why you're not getting your goals accomplished. The amount of effort people put into disagreeing and arguing would be better served actually accomplishing. I don't have any patience for that anymore. People telling me why things aren't going to work. People have been telling me whistlekick wasn't going to work for 10 years. It's working. It'll keep working. All right. Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching or listening. Thanks for your support. I did put up stuff in Patreon yesterday. I made a quick little update on the family page. You can look at that if you want. Ordered some fun things for the website that may or may not show up in some of the swag packs. Sold a few more of those yesterday. I've got to do a bunch of them. We're at a point, they're selling reliably enough that I'm going to make up like a dozen or two and put them aside. It's kind of cool. Remember, if you want to support us, patreon.com/whistlekick. We just received our Patreon pledges for May. They came through late last night, this morning. Thank you to everyone who continues to contribute to Patreon. Thank you for that. You've got whistlekick.com. You can use the code FIRSTCUP15 to save 15% on something like a mug. Not this mug. This mug was a limited edition. You can't get it anymore. But there are other mugs, and there might be more mugs. But there's always plenty of other stuff on there. I'm surprised nobody picked up the Star Wars hoodie yesterday. Thank you. I think it was Stacy who shared that on Facebook. I appreciated that. And if you want the whole list, all the things you can do to support us, whistlekick.com/family. Got to type it in. No links. If you're truly family, you'll take that small step. That's why we do it that way. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Stacy. All right. I forgot about that. Because it's early, and this is a morning show, and my brain. All right. We spent some time talking about bullying yesterday. Have you ever seen a bully's efforts backfire? I got to shift this over here. Oh, I got to refresh that. Let's try this again. Did people leave comments? I know Dennis has his over there. Loading. I got to reboot this thing. Come on. Oh, here we go. All right. I got one comment from Dennis, so I'm going to read this. And this is kind of the type of stuff I expected. Yep. Once saw a bully try to assert his dominance over a new kid in high school. And the new kid quietly and thoroughly opened a can of whoop bleep all over him. It was quite satisfying to see. I wish bullies would just always get it. Just get knocked down a peg. Then there would be less bullying. Then it says, Sarah wore her Star Wars hoodie all day yesterday, and I know most of my sons did too. That's great. Thanks. All right. That's it. Thanks for coming by. I already told you about supporting. We do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time on Facebook, on YouTube, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like today. Yeah. We're on Twitch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like tomorrow, we're on Twitter. And if you have questions or comments for the show, you can post them on the Facebook page. Facebook.com/firstcupwithjeremy. If you don't do Facebook, you can email me. Jeremy@whistlekick.com. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for continuing to indulge. What is this, episode 1003? 1002. Thanks for continuing to indulge this ridiculous premise of a show. It means a lot that you keep coming by. So I'll see you tomorrow for Friday. And have a good one. Take care.